How did you get out of that credit card debt? And
Yeah.
how do you help other people manage to get out of credit card debt?
So if you are in sort of any sort of credit card debt, the best system is like the debt snowball system. So it really simply is list your debts from smallest to biggest, reduce all of the payments down to minimum payments on all of the other debts, and put everything that you possibly can into the smallest one. Because when you built up debt or you live paycheck to paycheck and you have some sort of bad money habits, like again, it goes back to this like 80% up here. Once you start building better habits, to do this, you need quick wins. So you need to like cement that, oh yeah, I've done it. Like I've knocked off that one. So then doing the smallest first, which, because you're going to do it the fastest, is a great way to be like, yes, get in, quick win, next one, and you start knocking them off. Gamifying it is what I did.
So it feels realistic as well, like, because you actually feel like, okay, well, I've actually paid that off. Whereas if you're going for the big one, because when you first say, I think, oh, maybe go for the big one first, but then like actually no, because
it takes the longest,
and then you probably think, oh fuck it, I'll just stay in the debt.
Yeah, totally, man. And like you're going to go on, and I'm sure you just like me, there's 2 steps forward. Sometimes you take 1 step back and you put something back on the card and but like as long as you're taking that extra step forward, like you can still do it. And then for me as well, my income was going to take me forever to do it, and I was like, I'm looking at that going 4 years of getting out of debt. I was like, nah. So I just side hustled, started multiple little businesses, freelance little things here and there, coaching businesses, all of these things, and did it in 18 months. So it can be done. Yeah. It's just, how are you willing to put your mind to it?
I agree. It definitely can be done. So when I was 25, I was renting a place in Purley. And if I wasn't earning much at the time, we were still getting the business off the ground. But if I was paying myself like 2K, I'd probably spend like 3K on the Amex.
Yeah.
Still living way beyond my means. So I actually moved back with my mum for 2 years and just paid off the debt that way. And now I'm in a good position, ready to buy a property, etc. But like, how can someone stay away from like the shiny penny syndrome of, oh, okay, I could just put this on a credit card, or the boys are going on holiday to Ibiza, I don't want to miss out. How do you build that willpower? Because I personally, I fucked up big time with it in my early 20s.
Oh, mate, it's difficult. It's not easy. Like, I had to move back in with my mum. I did that for 6 months because no one would give me any rent. No one would give me a mobile phone contract. Like, I was done, so I had to go and sort of hit reset. And sometimes that does mean, I did it when I started up the games. I literally turned up, said to the boys, I said, look, love you boys, but I'll see you in 6 months. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, literally, like, I shut down WhatsApp. I'm not speaking to no one, and I'm just going to build this thing. And I think if you are in that bigger hole, that's probably what you have to do. Like, it might have to actually be you flick a switch, because like, the shiny object syndrome is everywhere. Yeah. Like the lads' holidays and the trips, and you don't want to feel like you're missing out. But I think people respect you more after it when you go through that. Just actually learning the power of saying no is the biggest thing. No, like, I'm working on myself right now. No, and it doesn't have to be no, I'm paying off debt and I'm skint, because like nobody really loves saying that to anyone. But like, you can just be like, no, I'm busy. I'm doing this thing right now. And they don't have to know what that is, and then they'll respect you for it.
What percentage of people do you think are living month to month in the UK? Like, I'd love to know, if they stopped turning money today, like, how long would they last before they're just like done? Yeah,
so it's 11 million people. No, sorry, 14 million people have less than £1,000 in savings that they can access.
Wow.
So there's 40 odd million working adults. So a large chunk, over sort of 25% of the country, has less than £1,000 in savings, and it's 1 in 5 have less than 100. So not long, that's not a month's worth of expenses.
We are like, I know we're meant to be like a first world country or whatever, but we are kind of a poverty country.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
100%. So it's London.
It's London, and then it's
poverty. A country of its own. And you go outside of the UK, you say the UK, but it's London, isn't it? Like, it's literally London. Like, go outside of London, it's mad different. Like, even just like in the home counties as well now. Like the high streets are tumbleweed high streets. It's completely changed. All of the wealth is in London. So we're not a third world country if you live in London, but then the costs are so high in London that you have to factor that into your lifestyle as well. So yeah,
so true. I think we don't, like, none of us actually see how bad it really is, because we're just outside of London in Surrey. Lived around this area pretty much my whole life, and it's a nice area. But we take it for granted. And I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was Mike Thurston, and he was saying the real UK is not London. It's Scunthorpe. It's, you know, like around Newcastle or Southampton, Grimsby. Like if you go to those seaside towns, and it's awful.
When we go to these places as well, I think because we go to like Manchester, Liverpool, and we go right in like the city centres, obviously.
Don't notice it.
It's still thriving, but actually you go to the outskirts and stuff, which we've never been to. I think it's obviously a very different place. But
how did you go from obviously being in debt to now? Obviously, you've got a huge following on Instagram. You're teaching people like the correct way to do things. Like, how did that actually happen, and how many years did that take?
10 years.
10 years ago.
Yeah, to get to this point today. I actually did a YouTube video about this week, and I was saying, like, you know, I only really feel like now things are really kicking into gear. And I think that's what a lot of people don't, they're not willing to do that. But it does take this long, like, to really build something of yourself. Like, you know, I was still sorting things out and getting my money going when we run our hospitality businesses in London before I was doing this. And it's only really since I've been doing Up the Gains that things have really sort of massively kicked into gear.